Hi everyone, welcome back. What I'm doing today is I've taken some plain craft envelopes and I thought that I will do a little journaling spot with them. So I've got 4 and I've cut them a little bit more than in half. I meant to cut them in half but I cut them wrong, truth be told, so I have to use them in a different way, but that's okay. They're still going to be big enough for a little pocket. And what I want to do is kind of make a little nesting pocket of some sort. So I'll start by folding that flap back and popping that in there, I think. And I've got a few other bits and bobs out to have a play with as well. I don't want to close that up. So I think I'm going to put this in here like this. We'll try it anyway, and if it goes wrong, then it goes wrong. Just get some glue running here. Yep, that's good. So we'll pop it in here. And that's all I've done is folded that one flap back and then put that in there, so that will come over like that. I'll just straighten it up because it's a little bit crooked, or folded a little bit crooked, but I think that's pretty good. It wants to lean a little bit. I mustn't have it in or out far enough. Just pull that while I can. That's better. Okay, the problem is I've put that bit upside down. All right, no time like the present to fix the mistake. And also, if I don't put that upside down, it's not going to work. Okay, I'm going to have to put it in. I really wanted the top flap open. I'm going to put it in here. Now that is almost dry, so that's fine. Yeah, I want the top like that open. I thought that's what I was doing, but I wasn't. So with this one, if I put this one, it was because they're both the same side, I think. I don't know, or I put the glue on the wrong side of the envelope. That's probably what more likely. If I put this one in here, take 2 and fold it back, then I'll get what I want, which is the flap opening at the top. So they should all open at the top, so that when I put them into the journal, I'll have the 4 of them all opening at the top. That's what I meant to do last time. Never mind. All right, so this time I will do it correctly. I'll put the glue down and we'll try again. No harm done. Just, you know, something that you need to be aware of. That I've made the mistake, so when you're doing it, don't make the same mistake. So that's going to go there. Now I've got one more, which is this one. And I'm wondering if I can put, that flaps at the top, if I put this in here, like that. I just want to test it. And then I'm going to glue this one down on top of it. Okay, so the glue at this time is going on the other side of the flap, going on the outside. The previous one I put on the inside to make it go where I needed it to go. This one I have put on the outside. So again, I'll just make sure I've positioned it so it's reasonably straight. I might make this into another little page, I think. I've got some wallpaper here. I could make a page out of the wallpaper, couldn't I? Certainly think I can. And just grab my pencil and mark that on there. Now I'm going to fold this over, make sure that's the right height. It's probably a little bit too big still. Maybe this was the side. Oh yes, this is the side or the top. I'd marked it, but I'd cut it and picked the wrong piece. Oh, I'm having luck today, aren't I? Bear with me, we'll get there. And this one, I want to fold it now that I've worked out which bit to have. Get my scoring tool. Just burnish that. And this, I'm going to put into a little page. Now, will I put it like that, or will I go all the way in like that? I think that might be cute just to have it like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to go all the way in. So to that end, I will trim this, so I get a good fit, and I'm just cutting it at an angle down to the edge. Now I also wanted to use this piece somehow because I've got the matching piece inside, and I kind of want to make it look a bit nicer and a bit consistent. Don't know why that's coming out. It's probably just how I've folded it. Look, I'm just going to embrace the imperfections. I'm not great with perfect folding and things, so I think I'm embracing my imperfections and working through it. So what I want to do now is, I've got some paper from a book. This is the math book with all the diagrams on it that I really like. Got some other paper from a really old spelling book. I've got these bits, so these come from the spine. I just love these bits when you get the raggedy paper and the spine. And this is the top part from the book. When I pulled the spine apart, that's the little bit of ribbon that sits at the top and bottom of a bound book. And of course I also have some Tim Holtz stuff. I've got a few different things, and I wanted to take this. I don't know how well this is going to work. I wonder if this will tear. I may have to get something that's a bit more like a, not glossy. These are quite glossy. Might be all I've got though. I want to tear this. Okay, it's only a bit of paper. Let's tear it. There you go. And then I'm going to put some book page down the side. I never really tear these or cut these until recently, and now I'm trying to embrace not just using them as a block, these pre-made things, but as you've probably seen, I've cut a couple lately. Today I thought I'd do the tearing thing, because you wouldn't have to do that. You could just use the lot as it is and then cover it up, but I figure I may as well tear it, because then I can use another piece of it later. If I pull this to the top, it'll look much better if it's actually lined up like that. And then a piece of this sort of grungy thing. I need something else here though. I wonder if I should put that on that side. No, probably not. I'll do a piece of the wallpaper, I think. Okay, let's just tear again. I've torn it without a white edge on it, and to achieve that you have to think about where your white is versus your colour, and then you have to tear it either toward you or away from you. So because the colour's facing me, I tore it toward me because I didn't want the white edge here. If I didn't want the white edge on there, I would have torn it away from me. So you've just really got to think about that before you tear it. And that way, like this one, I don't want the white edge, so I'm tearing it so that this piece is going away from me, so that's got the white edge. But that way you'll get what you want. And again, I'm just going to tear another piece off the bottom, so it will sit here. So I'm really just doing a little bit of playing with paper and envelopes and seeing what I can come up with. Trying to find some new ideas really, because I think this one's going to look good on the end. I may have to change it up to this one. No, I think I'll go back to where I was. I really like this piece here. It's just so rough and gorgeous, and of course I could actually put it down that way. No, actually I think that looks better. So you get all those spine, and you can see, not sure if you can see, but let me bring it up, see if it'll focus. Hang on. Try and get that to focus so you can see what I'm rabbiting on about. You can see there you've still got all the stitching in there. So it's not just the piece of paper that they've used to bind it, you've actually got all that stitching in there. So I think that's why I'll use this part. That'll look much nicer. They both look nice, but you know, really like this piece here. And I probably need another piece somewhere. So I don't think I like that edge there. I think I'm going to go and find another piece. Maybe a piece like this. little tiny piece of this. Just gently pull that down or up, whatever way you want to. No, that's no good. I know when I'm beat. I need something down there because the transition between that and that's good, and that's good, but I don't like this transition. Tossing up whether I should put this in and then put something down the middle of it, or just leave it like that so it looks like it's been split open like that. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to trim that white bit off. That would drive me mad. I like the concept, but I will, as I said, I can't have this here. I'll have to just give it a raggedy trim. It's kind of following the edge of the piece. Just cutting away that white. And then I'm going to grab my inking tool and give it a little bit of ink on that edge. I like the idea of, you know, the fact that I've ripped this in half. So it's looking quite grungy and much better than it did when that was one piece. If I put that there and then put another piece of the paper over the top of it, probably not that piece, I'll need a piece that's a bit bigger than that. That looks better with the one thing underneath and the two things the same on top. That's what I've done there, and I think that's much more pleasing to me than how it was before. I'll have to find some more of this when I chop up the old books. I haven't really been keeping too much of this, and now I think I'll have to because I quite like it. Especially when you put it on to things like this. I've also got this little piece, but that's, you know, I have to find somewhere to put that, but probably not on here. Keep that for another day, I think. Put it back into my little bowl of goodies. I also want to put this in here. So again, I'm just going to tear some off the bottom, and then I'm going to tear it so it's not quite so wide. I don't want to cover up all that wallpaper, just some of it, like that. It'll make it look more interesting as you're flipping through. And then next time, I think I'm going to make some little things, you know, little journaling spots to go in here. And then this whole thing can either be glued or tucked into a pocket within a journal. So with this side, I'm going to maybe go back to something like this. I've got two there, yep. So, because that, this way would look quite good. It's on this. Oh, I thought that was the flap. No, the flaps are on the inside. Okay. So I think I'm going to tear this again. And I'm going to tear it this way this time. I want the white edge on the other side. Well, I don't want the white edge anywhere actually, but it's got to go somewhere. This is where I'm going to put it. And I don't know if I'm going to put anything on there because I'm using this craft stock envelopes. They're really nice. They're really good quality, these ones. And so I don't really think at this point I'll put anything on there. But I will be going back through probably and adding some things, because now I'm thinking I'd really like some of the paper dolls on here. I think they look really good here, but we'll see. They're my sort of go-to item, as you probably know. I might put this one back here, and then I'll have to put something over the top of it. Or I'll just cut this edge off again like I did before. Get rid of that white space and a bit of ink. And then I don't know if I have to do anything to it. Maybe I'll put it over the back, although I might want to stick this down, so I probably won't. Maybe I'll put it here. I don't know what you think of these, let me know. It's something a bit different, I think. And also, I'm learning to embrace tearing up my product. Even though I have like 3 of these, I found that quite difficult to tear it. I don't know what I think will happen if I tear something, but I was just like, I don't know if I want to tear this up. Now with this, I might put something else on there as well. Definitely needs something. I will leave the back for now. So I'm going to put an X on there to remind myself that I may well stick that into the journal. So I've got some of my paper dolls out because I thought maybe I would put some on. Look how nice that looks there. Even this little dude just standing there. Now I've got this dude. I'm wondering if I should put something for him to hold on to, or if he's just leaning on the edge of this. Or he can be here. See what I can put on here. No, I don't think that's going to work. I've got the wedding, or not the wedding couple, this couple. They remind me of like they've come from the farm or something. I don't know why, it just does. So I'm going to stand them up here. Now this is just a page. I could have made it into a pocket, but I didn't. But if you wanted to, if you're following along, then you could make it into a pocket. I just chose to stick it down. Now I want to make sure that his hand is in the right position. So he's leaning onto that. He's not too close, not too far away, and that he's standing up nice and straight. Okay, that's coming together, I think. So I think that I'll stop there now because I need to probably gather some more supplies anyway. And then I'll finish it off and I'll make some stuff to put into the insides of it. So I've still got a couple more pages to do, and I've definitely got some sort of journaling spot, so I'd need at least 4 of those to go in there so that I could create have some journaling spot, and then this one can go into a journal. But so far so good, I think. So there you go, that's all for today, and I will see you tomorrow. This is Deborah, thanks very much for joining me. Cheers.